Have you ever been to an exotic and exciting location and wanted to capture it on video to save the experience for all eternity? Or maybe you've been to a friends and family event and you wanted to document it for your grandkids to be able to cringe over the way we all looked back in the good old 2020s. If you have, I'm sure you felt a certain frustration with the process from within yourself, but even more from those around you. You were probably very nervous during the experience, or you felt very underwhelmed when you saw the results back in the editing. Let me give you some of my thoughts on what is happening, why it happens, and 5 practical tips on how you can get better photos, better video, and enjoy the experience. So stick around. It was 2019 and I was working a marketing job at a bank, which I absolutely hated. I mean, can you imagine me in a shirt and tie at a bank of all the places? What is up with these buttons? They're so noisy. So there I was at that bank, feeling desperately bored and lost, trying to patch my miserableness, this feeling of misery, by binging on Peter McKinnon's vlogs and tutorials and Matti Happoja and Chris Howe, feeling fascinated by their exciting adventures and road trips and how it all looks so cinematic. And I wanted to have a piece of that action. So I bought my first camera. It was a Canon 6D Mark II, Ronin gimbal, and a Mavic 2 Pro drone. And I was a YouTuber, except I was not. I wasn't even on that ledge of the Dunning-Kruger curve. Very conveniently, an opportunity appeared for me and Zrinka to travel to Portugal for 1 week. Bam! Portugal in spring, Lisbon, Porto, great cafes, incredible food, gorgeous ocean. This was my great opportunity, I thought. I would create such a spectacular travel video that my life would change from the ground up. I could quit my soul-crushing job at a bank, become a well-paid YouTuber, get loads of freelance video work, and the sponsors would be just lining up in front of my door. Spoiler alert, the trip was a disaster, and I've made it so. I was filming all the time. I carried all this gear with me everywhere, and it was ready to go at any moment, as if I was making a reality show or something. Of course, I tried capturing all the iconic locations in the best time of day, in that beautiful golden hour light. But the worst of all, I made my Zrinka do repeated takes of everything, walking, looking at stuff, even eating. What should have been a beautiful romantic getaway became a nightmare for both of us. And at this point, almost 5 years later, I wish to officially apologize to her for putting her through this. So what exactly is happening here? Well, when you're photographing or filming anything, you're essentially stepping outside of this world and becoming an observer of sorts. Now, clearly, you are still here, unless you've gone completely insane, but something is definitely different. You might be looking at people's faces and talking to them, but you're doing that through a camera, which is sort of a barrier between you and the world. So you're not looking at their face directly, and you're not noticing all of the subtle nuances of their facial expressions or the tone of their voice, but rather you're looking at an LCD screen or your viewfinder, and you're most probably checking for that composition, where the light is coming from. So you're kind of mentally taken outside of this human-to-human conversation and from this experience. Now, all of this kind of kills your ability for that fine reception which us humans are really capable of, because of the camera, which presents this real physical barrier between you and the outside world. So is there anything we can do about this? Well, here are the 5 tips I promised you at the beginning of this video. Number 1, make a decision. Is this a filming experience or a personal experience? If it's the former, the filming experience, then probably great footage would be top priority. In which case, go wild. Over-prepare, overpack the gear, do a recce if possible, plan a lot. But in that case, this isn't really the video for you. But if the purpose is to enjoy yourself with your friends and your family, then commit to this decision. Be fine with the fact that the footage and the photos that you get will probably not be the best. And that's fine, that's okay. Sometimes just saying that aloud helps calm down the old photo trigger nerves. Number 2, bring only absolutely essential gear. Do not fret about maximum quality, because quite frankly, this video is not intended for theatrical projection. And even if it were, I mean, most of today's cameras can handle it. And the photos probably won't be printed in huge sizes, if at all. So one mirrorless camera, which doesn't even have to be full frame, and a very versatile 24-70 or 24-105 lens is all you really need. After some experimentation with the Canon 6D Mark II and the Fuji X-T4, I finally settled on a Canon R6 Mark II with an RF 24-105 lens, which unfortunately I cannot show you because I'm literally filming on it right now. Now, most of you who are watching this video are probably photographers or videographers, or at least enthusiasts of some sort. So in the end, you probably will care about the way your footage looks like. So my tip number 3 would be, do plan a little. Before you travel, make a short list of all the locations you're going to visit and times of day you're probably going to be there. That way you can do a kind of a virtual recce on Google Earth or Google Street View, maybe check out the compositions and use PhotoPills or SunCalc apps to see where the sun is going to be at the time when you arrive. That way you already have your shots pre-visualized and you will spend less time shooting at the location and more time enjoying yourself. Tip number 4 is probably the most important one and the one that's gotten me in the most trouble. Shoot less. Avoid the fear of missing out. A couple of shots is all you need to tell an interesting story. You need a wide shot to establish a location. You need a couple of medium shots of character walking in or already being in the location, and then you need a couple of close-ups. Maybe person's hands doing something, their face, something they're looking at, some details of an interesting building, a bird on a tree. Then get a couple of transition shots, maybe from inside the car, through the window, through a window of an airplane, someone's feet walking, anything which can transition you from one location to the next one. And then finally, when everyone's asleep, early in the morning, or maybe one of the days when the sun goes down, fly your drone. Get a slow push-in establishing shot of the whole location, of the whole area, or maybe if you're feeling adventurous, do an orbit around the landmark. But that's it, put the drone away. Do not use your Fly More combo 16 batteries or whatnot. And definitely do not bring one of these, ever. And finally, tip number 5, enjoy yourself. Catch you gals and guys on the next one. Do I look like a banker? I should look like a banker. Because I was a banker. Never liked being a banker though. I probably look like a banker. Well, I guess I should begin. What should I begin with? Maybe tidy my tie a little bit. Yeah. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Wonderful ocean. This damn thing.